Well, a couple of months later I'm back to restoring the TR6, or what's left of it. As I said in my last video about it, we performed a compression test and we realized that we had issues with the valves. So I took the head out, I put it upside down and poured some gas in it, and as soon as I did that we saw that the gas was leaking from exactly those cylinders that we had low compression on. Then I took all the valves out, and at the back of each valve there was a huge amount of carbon monoxide, which was preventing them from closing properly, and that's why we were losing compression. So I cleaned them very carefully with this brass wire wheel and with my drill. I cleaned the face and the back too. And they looked like brand new. So I cleaned all of them the same way. And then I lapped them to sit properly in their seats and close so they don't lose any compression. I use this valve lapping paste and my suction cup too. They weren't that bad, so it was a good idea to do them by hand. I used a little bit of oil on each stem and then carefully I lapped them. I was lifting up in every couple of turns so the paste goes again in between the valve and the seat. I was cleaning them very carefully with rags so the paste doesn't go on the stem, because that would be really bad, and this is how they look. They looked very well. So after I assembled the head, I put some gas in it again and they were not leaking anymore, so that was really good. In the next couple of months other people were working on other parts of the car, especially on the body. So this is the current situation of the TR6. We moved it to the spot where my Spitfire was for the last couple of months, and now it's time to start working on the TR6. So far, as you know, we fixed the valves on the engine, we checked the compression, so it was really good. In the meantime, we fixed a lot of things on the body. For example, the battery tray was really rusty, so we replaced it. We installed new front valance. The engine bay was cleaned up, de-rusted, patched wherever it needed to be patched, and painted. Inside we worked a little bit on the floor and just patched some rusty holes. I don't know how good can you see there, but the inner seals were really bad, so we changed those, at least there in the front, and Carlos painted everything inside. Underneath also it was fixed and patched and painted. So now the next thing is to work on the panels, the quarter panels, the doors and everything. Put them on the body, align them and get the car ready for paint. The doors still need some body work. That's one of the quarter panels, the rear one. The other one, they are almost done by Carlos. Here these are old quarter panels that couldn't be salvaged, so we bought new ones, and this is the old hood. You see it's really bad, so we just decided to buy another one, which is here. I don't know how well you can see, but you will see when it's on the car. So now for today, I think what I'm gonna do is this shelf that used to be my Spitfire shelf, I emptied it recently, and now of course it got everybody started putting stuff there, so now I have to clean it up again and organize all the parts that belong to the TR6 there, because they are now in many different places in the shop and it's hard to work like this. Plus, when I put them on the shelf, I think I'm gonna have a good idea what we have and what we don't, because you know the car when we got it was disassembled already, so I'm not really sure if we have all the parts for it or not. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna organize the parts on the shelf. Okay, so we are pretty much organized here. On the shelf I put all the stuff that was all over the place in the shop. Like I have this big mess here of wires. That's the old harness, but we also have a new one, so they're both there. That's gonna be a lot of puzzling when I decide to start working on it. So I have the gas tank. There at the back we have two windshield frames, but they are in really bad condition, so we bought another one, which is over there underneath. It's in very good shape. The windshield is cracked, but we're gonna have to put another one there, but at least the frame is in good condition. What else? There we have the two bumpers, we have the old dash, we have another one in this wooden box over there, which is brand new. So this one is not going back on the car, but still it has some of the gauges on it, so we have to take them out. Here we have some rubber for the doors, for the windshield. In that box too we have I don't know what, some parts of some rubber parts again. We have new carpet in the bag, and in the box we have the old radiator, which it's not gonna go back on the car because we have another one there in the blue bag. It's brand new. There we have the two carbs in the plastic bag with the manifold, the intake manifold, and we have the alternator. In all these boxes we have all the hardware organized as much as possible, because again, we didn't take the car apart, so I try to organize it as much as possible, but we'll see when I start to assemble the car. These are some mounts for the bonnet, for example, for the bumpers. At the back we have as I said, the new dash is in the box, and then the windshield wiper motor with the cable and everything needed for the windshield wipers, the two seat frames, the heater with the heater vents, the stereo mounted on the bracket, and in these boxes I have some electrical things. This box is with new parts, including the new master cylinder for the brakes. Here we have the booster and the master cylinder for the clutch, and in these boxes we have lights and other interior parts. This is not going to be used, but we had it from the previous owner. This is a repair part for the chassis, because that was the main reason he started restoring the car. He had the rotten chassis and he bought this part to replace it, but apparently he found the chassis in a good condition, so he just replaced it. But if you watched the other video, I explained there the chassis that he got. he just took the old parts from his chassis and put everything there without changing any bushings or anything else. So we had to take it apart and replace all these parts for the suspension. And what else? There we have the rings for the tires and the transmission car. So I don't know how complete is our car. As far as I see, we have almost everything, but when we start assembling it, it's gonna be clear. The body was just sitting on the frame, it wasn't bolted because we had it on and off many times for different reasons. And now I had to bolt it permanently, but before I do that, I wanted to make sure that everything that can be done before I bolt it is done. For example, I knew that some brake lines needed to be finished, and I knew that it was going to be much easier to finish them before I have the body permanently, so I decided to take it one more time away and fix those brake lines. And also I wanted to double check everything else. Okay, so let's see what's happening here. So obviously the engine is mounted, the exhaust manifold is mounted, the exhaust is mounted on the frame, and it's hanging here where it's supposed to hang, and here, and it's pretty solid. Doesn't shake too much, doesn't make any weird noises. So I guess with the exhaust we are done. So what else we need to do is to mount the intake manifold with the two carburetors. Of course, connect all the hoses. For this we have a new set of green hoses for all the coolant. I need to change the thermostat because I'm not sure what condition is that in. So one thing I learned from Carlos is every time I work on a old engine, the first thing to do is I have to change the thermostat. So here on this side I mounted, like a couple of months ago, I mounted the brake lines here, the brake hoses, but the brake lines are still not connected to them. I mean, here I still need a couple of fittings, but this can be done when the car is when the body is on the frame already. Okay, the rear brakes, everything is connected from the cylinders. Here the brake hose, the three-way connector, this is mounted, but on the other side I'm still missing one fitting, so maybe it's a good idea to fix that before I put the frame, the body on the frame. Okay, so one fitting for here, and basically that's it. The Ebrake cables are here, mounted, installed, so they just need to go inside the body when the body goes on the frame. All the wiring for the overdrive, everything is done, just needs to be connected. What else? Well, basically, let me see this side, the brakes. Yeah, the hose is mounted. For this side I have the fitting. So it is, for this side I have the fitting, so it's connected. Goes all the way to the three-way connector over there. But this three-way connector, again, I'm missing fittings obviously, because on this side this has to be connected to the master cylinder. Okay, so I guess all I need to do before I put the body on, is I need to connect this brake line, because it's gonna be hard to do it after the body is on the frame. So let me see if I can find such fitting for here. Okay, I found something. Let me see if it is gonna work. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so I just need to push it in, flare that. That needs to be double flared. And can I take this line out? And then I'm gonna be ready to put the body on. I took out the whole brake line and took it to the vise because it was much easier to work there. And now I still had pretty good access to be able to do that. I did double flare. Not gonna show too many details. I know I've done that before and I've shown in details. So I flared it quickly and then I mounted it on the car. Last video before I put the body permanently on the frame. I had the same feeling when I put the body on my Spitfire. I was thinking, oh my god, this is such a beautiful thing, and now it's gonna be covered with this body on top, and nobody's gonna be able to see it anymore, so such a shame. It appeared that we forgot to clean the rust from all the bolts for the body mounts, so I had to do that too. And finally I put the bolts in place so the body is permanently mounted. But I guess I will have to loosen them at some point, or at least some of them, and put some shims underneath depending on how the panels align. But that's gonna be a subject of my next video.